What's up, guys? So today we're gonna have Kyle Kirkham on from Southeastern University. Kyle won the national tournament in 2021 in the NAIA. This podcast is all about supporting the NAIA, showing the NAIA some love. So far, we've only had NAIA wrestlers on. I tend to have a bigger pool of wrestlers. But hopefully I'll get some more athletes on. I have some track people I'm talking to. I'm gonna reach out to some football players and some swimmers as well. But of course, I'm a wrestler, so most of my guests from the NAIA are gonna be wrestlers. Because that's who I know really. Anyways, Kyle's an awesome dude. Man, this guy knows how to scramble. I would not want to take a shot on him. Just watched his NAIA national finals match. I actually hadn't seen it yet. Actually, I might have saw it because I was warming up at the time that he was about to wrestle. I always warmed up around 165, and this man looks impossible to score on. I mean, I would go for an ankle pick for sure. Kyle, if you hear this, I'm sorry, but I would only try to ankle pick you. Would not try to shoot normal shots at you because you are way too good at scrambling. Anyways, guys, again, just fair warning, there might be cuss words, there might not. These are just two dudes who love wrestling, who love talking wrestling, and we're just going to say words. It's all natural. This is not for kids. I mean, I guess a kid can get value for it from it, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, welcome Kyle Kirkham, 2021 NAIA National Champ, 165. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Dude, I just watched your finals match. I just watched it. Yeah, I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it before. Actually, because I was warming up when you won. Bro, how'd you get so good at scrambling?
What was that?
How'd you get so good at scrambling?
I really was never a big scrambler in high school, even the first year or two in college. And I kind of just developed that style because I started not cutting weight, so the guys were a lot stronger than me.
Oh yeah.
And that was basically like the only way I could get out of stuff like that.
Yeah. I saw they said that you wrestled 157 some that year too.
So yeah, I wrestled 165 my sophomore and junior year. Mm-hmm. And then my senior year, I thought I could wrestle down. I thought I had a better shot at that weight, but it really made my wrestling worse, cutting weight like that.
Yeah, clearly, dude. That is weird that you were unseated, honestly, because you're really, really good. Like, I thought you were good before, too, and because I had seen you wrestle, and I was like, you're unseated? That makes no sense.
Yeah, so they unseated me because when I bumped up to 165, I didn't wrestle any ranked guys before conference.
Oh, you messed up, dude. Nah, you didn't. It makes the story a lot better, honestly.
Yeah, well, what's funny is I didn't even actually I got a wild card, there was only one ranked kid in my conference, and he beat me in the finals. So I got a wild card to nationals.
So what? I mean, dang, I've never been there. Like, I was always ranked first whenever I won nationals, which I guess I'm a freaking loser. I'm basic, but I think it's cooler to go in unranked and then to beat everyone. Are you from Florida? I'm guessing yes.
Yeah. I've lived here my whole life.
Nice. And are you from Lakeland?
No, I'm from Stuart, Florida. It's about 2 hours south of Lakeland on the East Coast.
Okay, cool. Hey, by the way, how did the duel go? Did your brother win his match?
He didn't. He lost to the kid that I just told you who beat me.
No freaking way.
Yeah.
Dang it. And is the duel still going, I'm guessing? Oh,
yeah, it's on right now.
Man. Southeastern, do they have a pretty tough team this year? I know they have, obviously, Andreas. They have your brother. They had a heavyweight who was an All-American last year. I don't know if he's still wrestling or not.
He's actually gone now. He wrestled the first semester, but we had our 97 bump up to heavyweight. He's a stud, and they're ranked third this year. So,
oh yeah,
they're doing all right.
Oh yeah, that's really good. So I got questions to ask. I might as well ask them since you're here, so I don't kill too much of your time. Yeah. Also, dude, yes, thank you so much for doing this. It's really cool for me to just talk to other dudes from the NAIA because I didn't really know anyone else when I was wrestling besides the Lindsey Wilson people. And now I'm doing jiu-jitsu and stuff. I get people asking me about NAIA guys because they never hear about NAIA guys. So I was like, oh, dude, I should do a podcast because I'm starting to get some clout in the jiu-jitsu world a little bit. And so maybe more jiu-jitsu guys can learn about the NAIA guys, and more people in general can learn about the NAIA guys because no one really knows.
Having me on your podcast.
Yeah, dude. It's cool. Do you know Brett Bradford? by the way?
Yeah, I wrestled him in the finals of conference my sophomore year.
Yeah, that's my bro. It's so crazy because fun fact, you and Brett are me and Brett won nationals the same year. And then I think the next year you and Andreas won nationals. And it was just like it was weird, dude. It's weird winning with your teammate because I feel like there's like a connection you have with that person, even though maybe you guys don't. I'm guessing you and Andreas did not train together when.
We actually did because I wrestled 57 the whole year, pretty
Oh,
much. We were training partners, and then I bumped up, but my weight really wasn't any different. So I just stayed with him, and it definitely like we shared an experience that you don't really share with anyone else. So definitely there's that little connection there for sure.
yeah, dude. Same with me and Brett. Believe it or not, that man is not a 165 pounder. Truly, he is truly 210 pounds walking around when he's soaking wet. He is huge, man,
Yeah,
and he's stronger than me. He was stronger than me when he was at 165. If that gives any, like, well, weightlifting stronger than me. You know what I mean? But
I know
yeah,
I wrestled. He mopped the mat.
did he cradle you?
He did cradle me twice.
That's a dang. Did he pin you?
Yeah, I think he pinned me in the second period.
He pinned me all the time, dude. He whooped my butt. Like it wasn't there was competition on the feet, but if he got on top of me, hey, he just dominated me. Like he made me look like a little girl. Even in my senior year of college, he made me feel
It's
that way.
funny. Literally the nicest guy ever. He actually texted me today.
Oh really?
Yeah, he texts me Bible verses all the time. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, dude. He's a super cool dude. I'm actually gonna talk to him Monday, most likely, because he was like, oh, be on here. It's weird because me and him we know each other so much, so it's gonna be kind of weird to talk to him. But I guess I don't know. Whatever. It's cool with me. More people can get to know him. He's just an amazing guy. He's my favorite person, man. Honestly,
He's a good dude.
one of them. So when did you start? When did you start wrestling?
I got into wrestling in 7th grade.
Oh, so you're a pretty late starter, just like me.
Yeah, for this sport, definitely a little late on the start.
Yeah, dude. And did you win state?
I did not win states. I placed 3 times, but I couldn't get the gold medal.
You loser. Me too. Same
Yeah.
exact thing. I couldn't win. Could not win at all. And I'm from Kentucky, and I still didn't win a state title somehow. But no, we're not the worst. There's some pretty bad places. So when you were in high school, did you ever wrestle Fargo, Flow Nationals, NHSCAs, or anything like that?
I only went to NHSCA and Super 32. I didn't wrestle any freestyle or Greco.
Ever end up placing at NHSCAs?
Yeah, I placed there my junior year.
Okay. So I'm guessing since you placed at NHSCAs, you probably had at least some lower level Division I schools reach out to you.
Yeah, definitely some lower level ones. I couldn't really get into any D1 schools with my scores, and I wasn't going to get a great wrestling scholarship. So unless I just had the money to throw away, I really couldn't make it into a Division I school.
Yeah, dude, me too. I was a little bit stupid. I think my ACT score was a 19. So
yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, so we share that connection. NAIA national champions and 2 dumb dudes, pretty 2 idiots who were pretty decent at wrestling. That's hilarious. So who's better, you or your brother, wrestlers, technique wise?
I still have to say me.
Okay.
Since I went in the room a couple weeks ago and got some takedowns on him without training.
I know. Do you train at all? Like, do you do any type of training in general?
Well, the past 6 months or so, I've been in fire school and I'm in EMT school now, so we don't have too much time to train, but still lift and run and stuff.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy that you're in fire school or in EMT school. I actually, the guy who adopted me, I was adopted in high school. Actually, weirdly enough, he was a firefighter, and he keeps trying to make me become a firefighter. Like today, he was like, "You should become a firefighter." I was like, "No, I'm a wrestling coach, man. I can't become a firefighter. I'm busy." But what made you want to do that?
I always thought it was a cool job for sure. I mean, I've never met anyone that said they didn't like being a firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
I like the camaraderie aspect of it. You got to stay physically fit, which is always good.
Yeah, dude.
I think a a lot of firefighters have the same, what's the word? Like same lifestyle in a way.
Yeah, dude.
So I was drawn towards that.
Yeah, I feel that. I was actually super tempted, to be honest, when I got out of college, because I got a degree and I literally, I mean, I had no use for it. I didn't know what to do with my degree. It was just like, here's a counseling degree. And then at the end of it, they tell you, if you don't get your master's and doctorates, you can't really use that degree, you know? And so, yeah, it's, what did you get your degree in when you went to
I got my
Southeastern?
degree in criminal justice. So I didn't want to be a cop. So I really, that was pretty much the closest thing I could find to firefighting.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you got your criminal justice degree, I don't know if you guys did this, but we basically did like internships. Did you do it? Did you end up doing an internship for any of the, I'm guessing, police forces around there?
We only had to go on like one ride along, but we didn't do anything too crazy.
Oh, that's crazy. We had to do a bunch of shadowing, and I just a bunch of crap, honestly. Uh, your last year, did you have any big injuries or anything?
My senior year, no, nothing too crazy. I hurt my knee a little bit, but nothing too serious. I definitely took some time off for it.
Nothing mild. All right. Do you watch wrestling? Do you watch Big Ten wrestling?
I haven't been watching too much wrestling this season, but
Shame on you. So you didn't see the Penn State versus Iowa duel?
I did watch that duel.
Did Kimmerer have 2 points?
I like Kemmerer, so yeah, I'll say yeah.
I say yes. He had the foot in between the legs. I mean, he had the head and the arm. I don't think you have to necessarily hook the foot. I mean, for any of my wrestling people who listen to this, and I have about 30 students who listen to this religiously, so that's why I mostly had wrestlers on. Is just because they like wrestlers. So whoever my audience is likes wrestlers, I'm gonna talk to wrestlers. And I don't know, Penn State Iowa duel, it told me a lot. I felt very disappointed in Iowa, to be honest. It broke my heart. And you look like you and Kimmerer both have some crazy freaking hips. That takedown the Padilla guy almost got on you in the finals, man. I don't even know I think it was like a underhook throw by kind of situation. Yeah. Dude, you squared up so fast. I thought he had 2. I just for a second I thought he had 2. And man, that what were you thinking? Because I had to go into overtime with Tanner Farmer's big ass. So I know I was thinking some crazy stuff. What were you thinking like in those like last like 30 seconds?
Believe it or not, I was fairly calm in that situation. I've been there so many times in practice that it, like, even when I'm drilling, I'll go into splits just to give my partner a better feel. Like any of my teammates that have a problem with it, I would always go help them out and get into a split. But I felt comfortable there.
Wait, was that the first time you wrestled Padilla?
Yeah, that was the first time I wrestled him.
Yeah, I've never heard of their school before. Is it Vanguard?
Yeah, he didn't wrestle there the first semester though. He was at Fresno State before this.
Oh, what the heck? He's a cheater. All these dang D1 transfers.
Yeah.
That's what I had this year. I had a guy who was, I guess he was at Indiana for the first semester, and then he ended up transferring to Grandview. It's like, man, these schools, I don't know how they get all these freaking Division I transfers. Nah, it doesn't surprise me either. So did you feel any stigma about going to NAIA when you're in high school?
100%. I did not want to in the beginning because I wanted to wrestle D1 for so long. And I didn't really understand NAIA until I got there, and I realized that number one, I wrestled Division I guys in tournaments. We got to actually duel a Division I team this year, so that was cool, or this past year.
Yeah.
And the level of wrestling once you get to the top of the NAIA, in my opinion, is no different than Division I.
I mean, I completely agree. I probably wrestled 20 or 30 Division I guys in my career. I lost to 2 the whole time. Only 2 guys I ever lost to was Colton McKiernan, who was a blood rounder from SIU, and I actually ended up beating him the next year. And then Zach Elam, who I lost to 12-11. It was really good, junior world finalist. But mean, they're not the top of the Division One heat, but they're pretty good guys. I don't think I could compete. I don't think I could touch the shoes of the really, really good Division One guys. But hey,
Yeah, I think the top Division One and top NAIA aren't in the same league, but I think the top NAIA can go wrestle Division One for sure.
I think so too, dude. So you don't want to do any type of wrestling coaching or anything, or you just like wrestling's done for me?
I mean, I want to help out with my college and my high school whenever I'm home, but I don't want to make it any type of career necessarily. Yeah, I definitely want to stay involved with it. I love wrestling. That'll never change.
What's the most notable piece of adversity you faced when you were in college wrestling? Because for me, I tore my LCL when I right before the national tournament, the same year me and you both won. I tore my LCL. So that's mine. But so what's yours?
Oh, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't even know how I forgot this. Before my semis match, I fractured my leg.
Oh no! What the heck? How the fuck do you fracture your leg?
Dude, my leg looked like my leg was so swollen after the semis match. I couldn't even walk around in the hotel, and all that pain completely went away right before my finals match. I didn't feel a thing.
Yeah, dude, I fucking had the pain the whole time. My shit was so stiff. I was limping off the mat, man. I mean, people couldn't really see it, but like though mine, like my leg after my match with Tanner just went straight and then went straight and then it swelled up. It was just in pain. I'm guessing you swelled up pretty bad too.
Yeah, it was massive. I went straight to the hospital when we landed. I didn't even go back home or anything.
What's a piece of advice you would give? Let's say one of my club guys are listening. I have practice tomorrow, and I'm like, they get hurt. They have the national or state tournament. What do you say to them? You know, they've already qualified. They're already there. They've already wrestled a match, but they get hurt in the first match, and they have to keep wrestling.
I think everything comes down to how bad you want something. So if it's not completely affecting you to where you can't do it, if you can do it with pain, then you can get through it. There's not really much to it, in my opinion. Yeah, you're gonna get hurt. Everyone's hurt at the national championship. No one cares that you're hurt.
Mm-hmm.
No one's gonna go easier on you because you're hurt. So
yeah, they don't feel bad for you, dude. They're just like, I'm gonna take your freaking lunch money and I'm gonna beat you up, and I hope your ankles are broken while I'm doing it. You know, yeah. That's the mindset, like especially with college wrestling. I mean, I don't know how your room was, but I know like my room personally, like it was filled with some dogs, and everyone was hurt, but they all also didn't really take it easy. Like I had to wrestle with Brett, I had to wrestle with Trevor Lawson, I had to wrestle with a couple other really tough kids who just would kick my butt no matter if my shoulder was hurt, my knees are hurt. And it's like I'm happy they're like that, because it's true. Like in a match, no one's gonna be like, oh man, he has a knee brace on, I'm gonna go shoot on his other leg. Like no one really freaking cares, dude. I think that's a part of growing up.
I think I got lucky with my weight class for the years I was at school. I had multiple time All-Americans at 157, Dylan Chatterton. I got to wrestle with him all the time. Coleman Bryant was an All-American. He's a weight above me. Bond's a national champ. Stephen Kelly's a great wrestler. He's ranked the top in the country. I always had guys around me that were just as tough as me and wanted to win just as much.
Yeah, dude. I remember Dylan Chatterton. He's done wrestling, right? I'd assume.
Yeah, he's done. He's been done for 2 years now.
Yeah, he was really good. He was like one of the people I just remember seeing him wrestle the first time, where I was like, this guy has a lot of potential. Like I'm super surprised he never made a big run for it, because he was super technical.
Yeah, he was a great wrestler. It just his cards didn't play out right, but he's definitely a champion for sure.
Yeah, dude. That happened at Lindsay a lot too. I mean, countless people, and that happens at a lot of places for sure. I have a question. This is a controversial question. It's okay if you don't want to answer it. Andreas answered it, so I guess you're obligated to answer it. What is your opinion on participation trophies?
And it should stop at a certain age.
What age?
I don't know Actually, we'll just scratch them out. I don't think there should be any participation trophies.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Why to you do you think there should be participation trophies?
What was that?
Why don't you think there should be participation trophies?
Because even though it's a sport and it's not, maybe the biggest thing in the world. It's okay to lose, but you shouldn't be okay with losing. You should want to get better, and you should want to eventually try to win.
I agree. I think participation trophies
should be a lot.
Yes. I think participation trophies, they create a false sense of reality. I think it's okay to lose, and I think it's good to feel consequences. Like, yo, you didn't train very hard. You didn't pay attention to practice. You didn't listen to coach when he said go left and said you went right. This is what happens. You lose. You're not on the podium now.
Yep.
And I think people should learn that from a very young age, because you don't want to be one of these guys who goes into college who just thinks like winning's all, and then he doesn't win a national title by the end of his career, and then he just hates wrestling because he didn't get what he wanted. I think participation trophies lead people to being I don't know the word I'm trying to say, like they feel inclined to get stuff. Like they just feel inclined to win, I guess.
I feel like everyone thinks they deserve something when you don't deserve anything.
No, dude. Like everyone gets there's always a 1 seed at a tournament. The 1 seed doesn't always win, dude.
You don't just get what you want because you think you deserve it. You have to go out there and prove that you deserve it, basically.
That's right. What was your hardest workout? Do you have like a memory of like, yo, this day we did this stuff? You can describe the whole practice if you want.
We went out for a sprint workout on the football field, or the soccer field, actually. And it was 100 and something degrees outside. And Jamil.
Yeah.
No water, no breaks, and we just sprinted and did hand fighting for 2 hours straight, and it was brutal.
How did you balance your sports life with the social life?
It was pretty easy for me because all my friends wrestled. So I lived with my little brother and 2 of my teammates. So all of them were my teammates. So
you didn't have no friends on the soccer team, the football team, volleyball?
Dude, I didn't know anyone at my school.
Are you serious? That's crazy.
Yeah, I pretty much was there to wrestle. But back home, obviously, I had friends, and I would go home. I wasn't too far from school.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's wild. I would have gone crazy, man. Me and my team, I loved them to death, but I was like, I'm the type of guy who needs space. So it's like, I'll hang out with my team, 4 or 5 days out of the week, and then I have to go hang out with my other friends, or, vice versa. I have to have a lot of balance. What about with school? How did you balance that?
I probably could have worked a lot harder in school, but I basically just made sure I did what I had to do in the classroom, and make sure that came first, as far as you can't wrestle if you're not eligible. So
do you feel satisfied? You feel like, man, my career was perfect. It was good enough for me. I'm happy I did what I did. No regrets.
I'm happy with how everything turned out, and I think my whole career made the person who I am today. But I definitely think I could have done a lot better as far as statistics wise. I think I definitely could have All-American 4 times, but I had some bad national tournaments, and I do think it couldn't have ended any better, though. That's for sure. It ended perfect.
It ended freaking perfect, dude. I'm so surprised. So because again, there was 2 really big scrambles in that match. I think it was one of the times you just did like a kind of a funk roll, like a weird looking funk roll. It was really cool. And then the other time was the splits. And that last takedown, you hit a funk roll and then you came up, and then I guess you dumped them. Man, yeah, I would say after watching that, it's one of my favorite NAIA national finals matches for sure. 2 things I have to ask you. I'll ask you a few more questions, dude, and I'll let you go. Do you have a favorite quote?
I don't know if I have a favorite quote.
Or even just a favorite saying. It doesn't even have to be from a person. Like the self-talk. For me, it was, yo, like, good. Like, let's go. Good. Did you have something you said when your ass was dying in practice?
Yes. I would, in high school, my coach would always, like, when we were, getting towards the end of practice and starting to fade, would tell us to just pretend that you're a machine. And that's something that stuck with me. And when I go to the high school practices, I catch myself saying it now that I'm looking down.
Pretend you're a machine. Keep going.
Pretend you're a machine. Yeah. Don't stop.
Don't stop. Keep it moving. Yeah, I feel that, dude. Do you feel like you ever broke that last year? Like you had a practice where, other than the sprints on the football field, like the actual wrestling practice, do you feel like you had one of those?
I mean, I tried to break myself every day, mentally and physically. my last year was a good year for me. I was pretty positive throughout the whole year. I know some points of the season, a lot of people get burnt out. I think I had a pretty good attitude all year long. One, because I didn't know we were even going to get to wrestle for a while because of the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
And at any time, if I got popped for COVID, they would not let me wrestle. So I just made sure I took advantage of every day.
What if you could give like some of the kids that are listening to this, if you could give them one piece of advice as far as like with wrestling, what would your piece of advice be?
Just really go into practice with a game plan versus just accepting that you have practice and that you have to go. Going with a mindset of actually learning and trying to get better versus just going through the motions. I think that's throughout every level. People do that. So I think just changing that you can get 10 times more out of a practice than anybody else.
Yeah, be intentional, right? I totally agree. Don't go to practice and just be like, well, I'm here. Like, that's it. You know, when I would wrestle Trevor Lawson on our team, this guy was literally the hardest guy in the world to ankle pick. I feel like I had an amazing ankle pick too. And so I would every day, I knew I was going to wrestle live against this fool. I'd be like, I'm going to ankle pick him today. Like, that's my goal. Like, I'm going to do as many setups as I can. And if I can ankle pick a 197-pound national runner-up, I feel like I can ankle pick most heavyweights. And eventually got to the point where I could do it consistently. So it is about being intentional, honestly. I love that. That's like that's rare. I didn't expect that answer, to be honest.
Yeah, and same thing, kind of like what you said, when you're going to practice too. I know there was guys that I had a hard time getting a certain takedown on. So when I wrestled them, I knew if I could get it on them, I could get it on anybody.
Yeah, you can't lose in practice, dude. You can't lose in practice. It's so stupid. I have to practice, be intentional, take risk, don't really care. Well, I guess two more things. Who was your toughest practice partner?
Coleman Bryant.
Coleman Bryant. So what's next for you, man? Like, what are you gonna? Well, I know you already told me, but I guess you can repeat it again. What's next? What's the next big step in Kyle's life?
Finish out school and try to get hired and continue this.
If someone wants to be a national champion, what do they need to say to themselves? I mean, what do they need to say to themselves and what do they need to do? It could be general, it can be whatever. So if you said you need to do, let's say you need to do these 2 or 3 things to become a national champion, what are they?
You can teach yourself that you can go further than you think and be confident in your abilities, be confident in your coaches. People think that they're confident, but if you really believe that you're going to beat somebody or that you will or can be the best, you already have a huge advantage over, I would say, the majority of people, because everyone's has that little doubt in their mind.
I agree. Don't have no doubt. I always told myself, this is going to sound ridiculous. My college coaches know this and my teammate knows this. I haven't even said this yet in public, but I always told myself I'm a motherfucking thug. I know that sounds crazy. Every single time before I would go out and wrestle. And I know in real life I ain't no thug, guys. But before I would wrestle, I would literally just tell myself, you know, I'm more than this, but I'm a motherfucking thug. Like, I'd be like, I'm going out here to kill this person. And that's just having confidence. Like, trying to have confidence, trying to be mean. It's kind of like I like Gable's mindset. I think he goes a little overboard sometimes, but kind of having a little bit of swagger, being mean, and just knowing you can win. And yeah, putting in the extra miles and the extra sprints. Anything else? Where can people find you? If they look social media, or if you have any business accounts, business websites, anything.
I don't have any business accounts. I just got Instagram.
Your Instagram.
I don't even know what my Instagram is, honestly.
I think it's at Kyle Kirk. It's at Kyle Kirk. Are we right?
Yeah.
And that's KIRKK?
Yeah, I think it has 2 Ks on it.
Yeah. Heck yeah, dude. Well, I guess that's it, man. I appreciate you coming on, dude. Sorry for such a late call, man. Thanks for coming on. Hopefully, again, I'll have you on, or your brother. That would be great, because I think he's going to end the season really, really well. He's a stud, man.
Yeah.
Can't let this loss happen. Like, I mean, you can't let this loss, have an effect on you. I mean, if I could give him one piece of advice, and I mean, I'm not going to talk to him, I guess, anytime soon, maybe after nationals, just be like, man, fuck it. Who cares? Who cares that you lost? Get the fuck over it. Get up, go back to practice tomorrow, and fucking shake that shit off. That's what I would tell him.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good. All right, dude. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course, dude. Thanks for having me on it.